You should have everybody else, right?
Oh, my God.
I do, yes.
So I'm gonna call you David, I'm gonna call you. You
Ready?
Okay, wonderful, yeah. Did you like
Following
that?
is the agenda for the regular council meeting of the Borough of Pompton Lakes, Mayor.
Oh, wait, did you call Terry?
Yeah, I'm gonna call.
Okay, Terry, you on?
I'm here.
Okay.
A municipal corporation of the county of Passaic, the meeting will begin at 7:30 PM on November 10th, 2021 in the municipal building consistent with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. The meeting will be open for public comment. Public comments may be made at designated times during the meeting and may be submitted in writing to be read aloud during the meeting. Comments to be read at the meeting must be submitted at least 24 hours prior to the meeting by email or to the clerk's office at 25 Lenox Avenue and must be of a length that can reasonably be read within the time limit for public comment.
Please stand for a flag salute.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In conformance with the Open Public Meeting Law, Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, adequate notice of this meeting setting forth the time, date, place, and purpose of this regular meeting through notice posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, mailed to all requested and paid for same, and published in Suburban Trends. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sarah.
Here.
Council President DeLon.
Here.
Councilman Bay.
Here.
Councilwoman Kent.
Here.
Councilwoman Polidori.
Here.
Councilwoman Riker.
Here.
Councilman Bennett.
Here.
With us this evening is our Borough Attorney David Rutenberg and our Borough Administrator Kevin Boyle.
Okay, just on some updates. First of all, we had a nice Veterans Day ceremony right before this meeting. It's nice to see crowds of people come on a busy Wednesday night with everything going on and support our veterans. We had a good number of veterans. I want to thank all the groups that came to help us out. There was many of them. I want to thank Liz and the office staff for putting it all together for us. And all in all, I thought it was a very nice ceremony. Just another update for any resident. This Friday, I think it's between 10 and 3, they'll be offering booster shots of Moderna or Pfizer across the street at Carnival Center. You do not have to sign up. You can just show up and get the booster if you'd like. You do have to fit some criteria, but it's a pretty broad criteria. If you have any type of underlying condition, it could be high blood pressure, it could be smoking, it could be many things, obesity, you'll be able to get the shot. Or if you work in a sector that is directly involved with a lot of public, you'll be able to get the shot. So if you're not sure, I would just show up and they'll tell you no, but I'm pretty certain that most people will be able to get the booster if they're looking to get one. I myself got one last Wednesday down in Wayne. You can go to Wayne any Wednesday, no appointment needed, and do the same thing. They're open there between 10 and I think it's 3. And they're closed for lunch, I think, at between 12 and 12:30. When I went, there was maybe 5 people there. There was no wait, no line. It was in and out. So you have opportunities if you're looking for the booster to go get it. The only stipulation that they will follow is you have to be longer than 6 months since your second shot. That's the only stipulation really that they're looking at. Okay, can I have a motion to open the meeting for public comments?
So moved.
Council President DeLine, Councilwoman Polidori. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Anyone from the public like to address? Seeing no one, can I have a motion to close the public session?
So moved.
Council President DeLine?
Second.
Motion.
Councilman Begg. Approval of minutes, motion to approve the following minutes. Regular meeting minutes of October 27th, closed session meeting minutes of October 22nd.
So moved.
Councilwoman Polidori, is that you?
Yes.
Second?
Second.
Council President DeLine. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Bills and claims, motion to approve the following bill list as stated below. Can I have a motion?
So
Motion,
moved.
Riker.
Councilwoman Riker,
Second.
Council President DeLine, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Does anybody need anything removed from the consent agenda? Nope. Okay, Liz?
Whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Pompton Lakes have reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions, whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Pompton Lakes does not desire to remove resolutions for individual action from that agenda. Now therefore be resolved that the following resolutions on the consent agenda are hereby approved. Resolution 21-262 through Resolution 21-265.
Motion to approve the resolutions.
So moved.
Councilman Begg,
Second.
Council President Devine, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Wow, we're moving right along here. Mayor's report. Okay, under my report, I'd like to congratulate our winners of the election, Councilman DeWine, his one, and so his newcomer will be Councilman Cruz, Bobby Cruz. Congratulations to both of them. You guys ran a good campaign, and I expect big things out of both of them. So that's what I'm expecting out of that. Under
Doesn't
my-
sound like I'm not delivering now.
Well, I didn't. Under my report, I first have a motion to appoint Jessica Freer as a member of the Board of Health to fill an unexpired term through 12/31/23. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And hold on one sec, I have another motion here, I just want to find it. Okay, and this, I'll get all the information to you, Liz, about this one. I'd like to appoint Jennifer Bernstock to the...
Volp. Burnsack Volp.
Jennifer Bernstock Volp to the Environmental Protection Committee to serve an unexpired term. I don't have the exact date on the term, but we'll get that soon. Can I have a motion? Or second?
Motion.
Councilwoman Kent. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against?
I didn't hear the first.
It was myself.
Oh, you said,
Yeah, you
okay.
made the motion.
And then Kent, and I'll get you all the information, Liz. I don't know, you might have most of it, I think.
No, I don't.
You don't have
I
anything?
sent you an
Send
email,
it to-
yes.
okay.
Okay, so then they're
Just so
fine
you
there.
know, this screen, I'm not seeing, it's being recorded, but I don't know if it's being videoed. The screen is black and nothing's,
Okay, is there anything we have to do, or you want to look at it, or?
there's nothing I'm gonna do. If someone else does something, that's fine.
All right, well, we'll
be
play it by
very
ear.
honest.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I mean, it's
Technical,
recording, but I don't know if it's gonna be, it's black. I don't know why.
Okay, so we'll figure that out. Just some general notes on the election. I did get a couple calls from some residents who, and I was unaware of this. There is a website, you can go online in Passaic County and check your vote to make sure it was counted. They have not updated that website, so some people were concerned that their votes were not counted. Their votes are counted. They're taken from the machine themselves. They just haven't updated the web page for the county. So please bear with them as they do that. We had a very nice turnout in voting in Pompton Lakes, which is nice to see. It's good that people take the interest and time to do what they have to do here in the town. It shows that people are listening to what's going on. It shows people are caught up in the whole politics of what's going on from the federal all the way down, and hopefully the numbers grow from year to year. And that is my report. Council President DeLine.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start off by thanking Liz and the staff for organizing today's Veterans Day. It was actually really nice to have it outside in November. As a veteran myself, it was especially heartening to continue to see the community show up to these kind of events. Along those lines, I want to congratulate my running mate, Bobby Cruz, for what will soon to be joining the council, and thank the residents and everyone who voted for us and continue to show faith in the work that we are doing and going to do. This past weekend, I actually participated in a recording for Katie Vennon's Girl Scout project called Voices of the Trails. Can't wait to see how that's going to go, but it sounds like a really cool project, and I think Councilwoman Kent is also participating in that, or did. And then finally, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and that concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Riker.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to acknowledge the veterans celebrating Veterans Day tomorrow, and thank the staff for job well done. Thanksgiving is clearly happening soon, and wishing everyone a safe and happy holiday. And also we have Hanukkah, which is very early this year. It starts at the end of the Thanksgiving weekend, and with it being so early, the gelt has not arrived. I hope maybe it will arrive soon. I'll be able to share it with the folks when I see you at the next meeting. Couple things I would like to share. The Finance Committee, the bills were lesser in number because there was a less time between our last meeting, but I just want to give the council an update. Many of the things we spoke about the last few months, we've seen great improvements. The seniors are working very, very carefully with Kevin, and they're getting their menus and their bus rides, and everything is being done according to Hoyle, and he is doing the paperwork for it, and things are much improved. So thank you to those who have been involved. And I know we had talked about some of the issues with reimbursement for rec, and in this month's bills, most of the Halloween expenses associated with the Halloween hunt were submitted. I do have a suggestion that there was a significant invoice from ShopRite, which often the candy is secured and other things for the rec program. With Lidl being in town and Lidl also being very well priced on their items, I would like to suggest that either our council liaison or the mayor or whomever try to set up an account with Lidl as we do with ShopRite and see if perhaps they'll work with us with especially good pricing so we can try to keep some of those expenses in town and take care of the businesses in town. So I did notice that we have not made any kind of transition to them, and I think it's something worth exploring. I know I had mentioned at the last meeting that there seems to be an issue with residents not clearing off the catch basins in front of their homes. The areas that I walk are still completely covered. I know Kevin and I spoke about it, and there really are two issues that we want to try to get out to our residents. If you can, your friends and neighbors. He said he would also ask Michael Corelli to do some posting. If you folks are on Perfectly Pompton or Proudly Pompton or any of those sites, if you could get the message out reminding people if they have a fire hydrant near or around their home in the snow and ice times, they need to try to clear that out so it's visible. And currently, many of the basins have leaves completely blocking them. So if you can use your social media contacts or your friends or your relatives or your neighbors, please try to get that word out, because the basins are loaded and we are not a town that picks up leaves, in terms of a borough-wide vacuuming. We pick up leaves that are already bagged. We don't have the vacuuming system. So it's really beholden upon the residents who have basins near them to try to keep them clean. I know many of you, I think most of you will be attending the League of Municipalities meeting. I wish you a good meeting, and I know their programs are very informative. I don't know exactly what you'll be looking for on the floor. Clearly, you're not looking at fire trucks. We've already ordered one of those, so you'll have to come back in December and see what other things you seem to interest you that would be beneficial to our town. And Mayor, I think the last thing is that just an hour or so ago, I got an email from the Women's Club, and you hear often that the Women's Club in town does all sorts of wonderful projects and donations. There's two things that I'd like to bring to the council and the public's attention. One is they do blizzard bags, where they pack bags to deliver to seniors on the chance that it's a bad storm and Meals on Wheels can't come. If you are so inclined, they still are collecting for the next 4 or 5 days. They're looking for individual packets of tuna. They're looking for individual mac and cheese that goes in the microwave. I think chocolate pudding, granola bars, anything individually wrapped that can be put in the bags, and they'll be assembling them in the next couple of days. So if you haven't had a chance to participate in that, it is a very worthy cause. And the other thing that they have is that this year the Women's Club published a cookbook. It just was given. It was done during the summer, and the product is available. The cookbook is really fabulous. It's all local Women's Club members putting in their best recipes. It's only $10. They said they have 50 left. So if you're looking for some unique stocking stuffers, keeping it local, all of the women on council are in the Women's Club. Liz and Kathy are in the Women's Club. That any of us can help you secure a cookbook or a bunch of cookbooks to give out as gifts this holiday season. And Mayor, that's my report.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple things you mentioned. First of all, I was going to mention it later, but December 2nd at 7 p.m., we'll be lighting the menorah in town because Hanukkah this year is so much earlier, so we're going to not do it at the Stroll. We're going to do it on December 2nd at 7 p.m. Anybody's invited to come down if they'd like. The notice was posted on the web pages about the leave covering of the storm drain, so that was posted. And the problem with using Lidl for the stuff is they don't sell candy. They don't have bulk candy, so they don't really have the stuff they need for a lot of the events they have. I mean, we could set up an account with them, that's fine, but that's part of the problem. They don't have the bulk candy that ShopRite does. Also, by the way, December 4th, so we'll be doing December 2nd for the menorah. December 4th is our holiday stroll. The tree lighting will be around 5:45 at the library, and then, of course, the stroll will take place after the tree lighting, which will go to about 9 p.m. There'll be vendors and food downtown. Wanacue Avenue will be closed for the night from 2 to, I think, 9 o'clock at night. So a lot going on in that first 2 weeks. But thank you. Councilman Venon.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd also like to congratulate Council President Eric DeLine and Councilman-elect Bobby Cruz on their win, in addition to Senator Kristen Corrado and our Assembly members from District 40, Kevin Rooney and Krista Phillips. Special thanks to Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill, Senator Corrado, and former Mayor Katie Cole, who spent some time with my daughter's Girl Scout troop. They're doing a journey on women in government, and those three, on separate occasions, came and spoke with the troop, and the girls asked them some pretty good questions. So I thank them. And lastly, the sign. So after the election, I noticed Pompton Lakes was one of the few municipalities that had our sign pretty much cleaned up within a couple days, I would think. Even the night of, I noticed a bunch of signs were cleaned up. So thanks to all the folks that went out and cleaned up. And that is my report.
Good, thank you. One thing I forgot to mention in my report, I did have a conversation today with the owner of the shopping center, and we had a nice conversation. He was more than happy to make any adjustments that he needs to at his property to enforce the ordinance. He will put some signage there for us. He will put signage there to identify that trucks cannot be there at certain times with the ordinance involved. They'll also put a sign in there telling them to use the certain entrance for truck entrances, not to use the center. So he was very accommodating. He said whatever we need him to do, he will definitely do. So he was unaware of the situation because Lidl owns their own property. I don't know how many people realize that. Lidl owns their own property. So we've been dealing with Lidl, but he does own the driveways and the parking lots. So he said anything he can do to make it better. So hopefully in the next month, we'll have some new signs up there, which is the police has been asking to do. So that's a real good thing there. We have, and by the way, the police have been patrolling there every night to make sure there are no trucks there.
Have there been any other issues?
Yes, yes. Councilman Begg.
Thank you. Liz, I'd like to thank you for organizing tonight's event, the Veterans Ceremony. You and your staff did a wonderful job. I received the Pompton Lakes First Aid Squad report for the month of October from Chief Ken Arazi. There were 63 calls for service for the month of October. There were 27 calls in Pompton Lakes, 13 calls in Riverdale, 17 duty calls in Wanacue. There were 34 medical emergency calls, 15 trauma injury calls, 2 CPR calls, 2 motor vehicle accident calls, 1 fire call. I received the CERT report from CERT Supervisor Deborah Ross. She reports the CERT team had a total of 113 and a half volunteer hours for the month of October. I attended the Pompton Lakes Chamber of Commerce meeting on November 8th. President Art Kafka reported that the Chamber will be sponsoring a free dinner on November 18th at the Pompton Reformed Church. Treasurer Robert Kafka reported the Chamber raised $5,240 at the car show. Val Cole reported that the pumpkin painting and scarecrow contest at the library lawn was very successful. Art Kafka reported that the next bid box sale will be November 13th between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. at the Pompton Lakes High School parking lot. He also reported that shredding program on October 13th was very successful. I received the Pompton Lakes Fire Department report for the month of October 2021 from Fire Prevention Chief John Keating. He reported there were 21 alarms for the month, and so far there are 255 alarms for the year, and that's my report.
So that, the bid buck sale is this Saturday then, correct?
Yes,
This Saturday at, the high school, what'd you say? Where is it?
high school parking
The
lot.
high school parking lot. Anybody who wants, looked into getting bid bucks, you can buy $150 worth of bid dollars that are good for most stores in town for $100. You have to be a resident of town to purchase them. No, you don't have to be, right? No, you don't have to be a resident of town.
No, you don't.
Right, okay, and so if that's, they sell out pretty quickly, so get there early to get online and get them. Okay, Councilwoman Kent.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to make a motion to approve the request of the Pompton Lakes Chamber of Commerce to close Wanacue Avenue between Pompton Lakes and Lakeside Avenues between the hours of 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Saturday, December 4th, 2021, for the annual holiday stroll. Also, to use Pompton Avenue, Ramapo Avenue, and Lakeside Avenue as a detour route. Passaic County freeholders, I think they're called commissioners now, Hunter Mark Agency, police, and fire departments have been noted.
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Councilman Baig, all in favor?
Aye.
Against?
All right, and I also have a motion to approve the request of the Pompton Lakes Chamber of Commerce to hang a banner to promote the annual holiday stroll across Wanacue Avenue from November 8th, 2021 to December 6th, 2021.
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Council President DeWine, all in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Thank you. I want to thank the staff, the Pompton Lakes office staff, for putting together the veterans ceremony. It was beautiful, and it brought a lot of the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and the veterans out to town. It was really nice to be a part of that. So I want to thank you, Liz, and all the office staff. The Katie Cole Park, it looks like it's pretty much done. There was a very generous donation from an individual, private, his money's for the landscaping. I was asked to find out if we could put some type of a plaque or send a letter to say that this was the donations were made from a private industry.
We're not gonna put a plaque, but we can send a letter.
We can send a letter?
Sure.
Okay, then I'll put that together for Liz,
Yep.
or name of the gentleman who did that.
So you want a letter to go to him?
Yeah, they wanted a plaque, but,
What do you mean a plaque?
you know, like it says that this was donated
We don't
by,
usually donate plaques from people donating. You know,
Okay.
people donate stuff to
They
all
just,
the time,
yeah, but we should send a letter.
A letter's fine, yeah.
Okay, so I'll get you the information from the letter.
Okay.
I'll do that. Okay, thank you. Yes, I was a part of the Girl Scout project with a video with Katie Venon, and I'm very proud to be a part of that. And we're very proud of the South End Trails and all the people for all the years who have supported those trails. And it's a nice environmental program that continues on. So I want to thank your daughter for putting that together. It's very nice. And my two little grandchildren are going to be in it, so I'm really waiting to see that. I just wanted to mention, since Councilwoman Riker mentioned the bills from the rec program, I did speak with Director Murphy, and she did speak with Lytle as well on the purchasing of whatever things that they can. So they are working it out. I think they don't have so much freedom as maybe some of the ShopRites do. They have to go back to their corporate people. So Karen's going to she's going to follow up with that, but she did do that. So we did do that, and thank you for bringing that up. I want to also congratulate Councilman DeLyon and his running mate Bobby Cruz for a nice campaign. It was a clean campaign. It was just really nice to tell you what you're going to do. You do it, and the voters spoke, and I'm very proud of you. Pleased to work with you next year, and Bobby as well. The Recreation Commission is going to have a breakfast with Santa, and we're really getting up in the world. We're now technology's moving in. We're to have a capture point on our social media, which you can scan, for Saturday, December 11th. The Elks, in the Elks is at 15 Perrin Avenue. There's going to be two seatings, 8:30 to 10 and 10:30 to noon. Now, under 4 years old, it's going to be $7. From 4-year-olds to 10-year-olds, it's $9, and adults are $16. The Rec Commission's going to limit it because of the COVID concerns. They're going to limit it to 150 people. First come, first serve. You will not be able to get in at the door. There will be no tickets sold at the door. Everything has to be done prior to, and they will have seating based on family concerns.
There will be no shared seating at that event, so
Right.
if you have 5, you'll get a table for 5. If you have 2, you'll have a table of 2. There'll be no shared mixing of groups, so that's why we have to limit the number of seats, because we need more space.
And we're cutting it almost in half.
Yeah.
It's
It's a pretty popular
a
event.
very popular event, so it's really gonna, but anyway, that's the way it has to be this year. So please, if you really want to do this, you got to get your money in soon. The teen center, I'm not sure what's going on with
Still
that.
waiting on Recreation to make a recommendation.
Well, from what I understand, we're kind of in a catch-22 because the building isn't really ready to be used.
Well, they have to decide if they want to put money into it to use it.
Do they have a fund?
It would come from us.
So we would have to
They haven't
decide.
requested it yet, so they have to request it from us first, and then we'll decide as a council.
I think that's the problem, because they don't have, how do they request money? Because they don't really have a
No, they have
contractor
to
to-
present what they want done, say we want the carpet cleaned, we want this painted, if that's what they want. The wall painted, whatever they want, they have to present that to us. We can't go in there and decide. They have to
I don't think they'd have a professional giving them an amount.
Well, they went and took a tour, and they made a list of things that they want done. And they have to
Right.
put that in writing. If that's what they want done, they might not want anything done, and might not want to go there. They have to make a determination on what they want.
Right, and I think they were looking for us to reach out to the landlord to see if he's gonna make some of
It
the
is
other,
not, we spoke to him.
and that's a done deal.
Yes.
Okay. So we're still in a month to month.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess the Recreation Commission is trying to establish new programs. They're looking at the VFW for dance, they're looking at the Elks for bingo night, and they're looking at other programs to bring the middle school kids back. So if you have any other places, they're also looking for other places to have the after-school event. So far, I don't think they've come up with that.
Well, I reached out, like I said, to the church across the street, and I'm waiting for them to set up a date to have a meeting with them. They haven't gotten back to me on a date, which Karen is aware of. And VFW has already said we can use Monday nights once a month with no bar open for any event, if that's what they want to do.
Okay, good.
But they have to make all those decisions. They have to say yes or no if that's what they want.
Okay, we're gonna be meeting end of the month, so
Right.
that, yeah.
I think by the end of the month, they'll have more decisions made.
Right, okay. Thank you for putting Jen Bernstock-Volpe onto the environmental committee. She used to be on the committee many years ago. She moved away, had a family, come back, and she'll be a wonderful asset for us. I will be attending the League of Municipalities next week, and I'm looking forward to that. And the Women's Club was one of the, Lola Mother Earth was the winner. She was first place. And she has a lot of our recycling stickers on her person. So that was fun to put together, and that was through the environmental club. So, but all of the entries were really good, and it was fun to watch. And that's my report.
Okay, good. On December 11th, along with the Breakfast with Santa, is also our Toys for Tot train that will be coming to town around 1:30. We meet at the Caboose with an unwrapped gift, and we load them onto a truck. We like to fill a whole train if we can with toys. The Marines are there. There'll be music. There'll be hot chocolate. Yeah, you'll see flyers floating around, or you can contact Tim Trost or the Business Improvement District. If you have toys you'd like to drop off, a lot of the stores will have boxes that you can drop the toys off in the boxes. Let's show our support for the for this program. We usually do fill a train, so let's try to push that along as best we can. Councilwoman Palidori.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to thank Liz and everyone else that was involved in making tonight's Veterans Day ceremony possible, and to all the groups that came out to share in the event. It's seeing so many people come together to commemorate times such as this that really allows the spirit of Pompton Lakes to shine through and our very strong sense of community. So thank you for everyone that makes these events possible. Congratulations to Council President Eric DeLine and your running mate Bobby Cruz. Congratulations to all of the candidates that won, our newly elected Board of Ed candidates. And thank you everyone that ran. You know, it's a tremendous amount of time and a lot of devotion and energy goes into it. So I appreciate everyone's efforts, and I look forward to working with both you and Bobby in the next few years. I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and just a quick reminder that the MUA meeting has been moved this month to the 22nd.
Thank you. Just probably a little late, but everyone should be checking their calendars this month. I did get lots of calls about the garbage, about recycling, about the leaf pickup. We have to remember there are holidays involved. There's one tomorrow. The town is closed tomorrow. We were closed on Election Day. Obviously, we're closed on Thanksgiving. So to make sure, and we put some time and energy to think this out, to make sure every resident got at least one garbage pickup a week, we had to move the garbage pickups around sometimes. So please check your calendar. It'll tell you what days everything is on. It'll tell you when the leaf pickup is or when things are changed, and we'll be back to normal again in December. We happen to have 3 holidays in November, so that's why it gets a little dicey in November. Professional reports.
Nothing other than echoing the congratulations to Council President DeLine and his running mate.
Great, thank you. Minister's report.
Just a couple things, Mayor. In my report, we were looking at the sober crackdown program that we do every year. We're not going to do it this year because we already have enough overtime being spent with royalties at this point in time. And so we just can't spread the crew that thin. They're working pretty hard between Colfax at one point in time, the pond hole starting up in Altice. And so at this point in time, we're going to pass on that grant for this year. We did receive a DOT award letter for Phase 2 of Lincoln Avenue for $440,000. We'll start the design of that over the winter. Hopefully get that bid out early in the spring. I provided the Flood Advisory Board and Shade Tree Commission with a copy of our Willow Field permit application for DEP. The fees for that permit will be $15,000. Once we receive all those permits, we can then finalize our plans and specs and go out to bid. So hopefully Willow Field will be something we'll also bid in early spring. Again, the state is not working full time. They're not in the office on a regular basis, so it's hit and miss when they come and they go. So this is gonna take a while by the time it goes to the state. That's what happened with the first phase of Lincoln Ave. It just takes a while because they're not back working on a regular basis. Well, as for the pond hole, as you can see, the pond hole itself is pretty much complete for the first major phase of it. All the conduits in, we were out there last Wednesday at Jersey Central, and figured out what the electrical drop's gonna be to put the lights in and put the kiosks in for the pay stations. We're gonna probably end up not paving it this winter.
Final coat paving.
What, final paving, yeah, final paving, the final top 2 inches. The contract's concerned is getting late now and it can unravel. If it's not a solid core like you do a road, you have a lot of manholes, you have catch basins. What we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna stripe it though. We wanna try to get the people a feel for this, because it's gonna be very tight. Pond hole before is kind of opened up. This is gonna be a lot of spaces, a lot of tight area, because they're throwing almost 200 cars in that pond hole. We were out there again on last Wednesday. We made some changes in the field. One of the islands is gonna come out that was already put in, because unbeknownst to us, we designed it, the cops let us know that we route buses from New Jersey Transit sometimes, where the island is, the buses have no articulating ability around the island. So we'll take that island out, and we're gonna put sometimes we route buses there, there's a problem through the pond hole. So we're gonna make that a striped island. So it's gonna be an island, it's gonna be a striped island. We have also a fence that kind of segments the pond hole to keep people from driving through it. We'll move that fence back a little bit to allow for, again, a little more leeway. But again, if you really look at it, the idea of traffic calming is there. I mean, it's not easy to get through that parking lot now like you did before there's a runway. So we had to make a few minor adjustments. We're going to throw down some very inexpensive paint to get the feel for it. Gives DPW a chance to see how to go and plow. It's a whole different, because they used to be able to go and just push. Not going to go and push anymore. There'll be a lot of little nuances once this project is done. But that's coming along. Sapo, if he would have gotten the pipe, if we hoped him, he would have been done. He did a great job. Once that pipe came in, he put that together pretty quick, and then it looks good, and people are using it, and people are happy, and that's a good thing. We had a pre-construction meeting on the library addition on Monday. He's going to provide the building permits on Friday. We'll turn them around as quick as we can. He's going to try to get in the ground right after Thanksgiving, and then he'll work all winter on that. He figures it'll take between now and April to finish that project. That'll be a new bathroom on the first floor, first time ever you'll have access to a first floor bathroom. On Lincoln Ave, they're still going to try to prosecute that project. They're going to go start the concrete next week, and if the weather holds, we'll try to at least get the base course down.
So on Lincoln Ave, what happens if the weather doesn't hold and they start?
Well, they'll get the base course down. They'll get the concrete into the base course, and they'll pave it in the spring.
Okay, but is it gonna be it's gonna be,
Well, no, it's going to be like we had over it'll be rough. The base course, it would be like the pond hole.
you like the pond?
It's not, remember, we had the problem over on Montclair, we only had it milled,
Right.
not paved.
I get nervous when we start so late in November and then we get caught in bad weather.
I get
and then-
that, but, the only problem we have the second phase coming in, you don't want to have the whole road in disarray, so this, we've got something to move forward. In terms of the budget, everybody returns their budget for 2022 to me next Friday. I did a look through the 2021 budget. We look really good in terms of what we appropriated, we are spending funds. If we're good, and this year we have a chance where our rateable base is actually the positive instead of negative, and we took a big hit on the shopping center last year, all part of pilot negotiation, we lost $6 million. Now we have almost a full shopping center, a legal operational. I'm hoping we actually see a positive rateable base, which would mean the ability to put together a budget would make life a lot easier, and not make something against the tide. So I'm pretty.
And some of our
happy.
pilots will be kicking in full-time at that point.
Well, it depends on pilots, but that doesn't impact my budget.
No, but it's extra, it's income in the
Yeah, the pilot
lineup.
is separate.
Right.
But I'm looking at the fact that the ratables look better than they have been. The budget process would be good. I think we have a good 2022, from what I can see so far.
Good.
Yeah. And the final list of 43 or 44 businesses in town were approved by our consultant. We're going to start doing the checks for the December meeting. So in December, they'll be getting, since only 20% of the bid people took opportunity, we can give them a $5,000 check, not a $2,500 check. So they'll get a nice
pre-Christmas gift, a month for maybe a letter or something from the governing body.
Yes, definitely should have a letter.
Yeah, so that'd be nice, so we'll work on that.
Any questions, from the administrator?
I just have a question on the permit, the application permit for DEP.
Yep.
I think that's a pretty serious amount of money for a permit, $15,000.
Welcome to DEP. You work for DEP. You guys are money makers. You know, that's what you do.
We got no choice.
I'm on the other side now.
Yeah, but we got no choice, that's what the permit is.
Well, I was gonna ask you, is there any kind of request for a waiver because we're a municipality? Is there anything that we can do to not, I mean, that's a big.
They don't
price
give
tag.
waivers to municipalities. I wish they did.
Well, they should.
You work for DEP, Maria. They don't give nobody anything.
Time to change.
No.
That's a serious amount of money.
We've had bills of $50,000 for permits.
This is what you find out.
Yeah, it's crazy numbers sometimes. That's why, and that's not part of the numbers when you figure out the cost. It's separate, you know, we're
No,
paying that cost.
this is just to.
I
we're
thought
not
15
even
was a
putting
good number, to be
structure up.
honest. It was, 15's not that bad. We've had 25, 30.
Just looking out for the
Yeah.
taxpayers, that's all. That's all I'm doing.
Well, you could write a letter, see how that goes.
I might. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
No, I just want to say how good the,
Mayor?
Go ahead, hold on, Terry.
Okay.
Eric's asking.
I just want to say how good the Pond Hill parking lot, even unfinished, looks. I've been parking in there pretty much every morning, but it's going a huge improvement even now.
Like I
even
said, it's too
unfinished.
bad you get that pipe a little earlier.
I know, it would have been great, but, you know.
It's great.
Okay, Terry, go ahead.
Kevin, there was something on your COA report. If you could just explain what is meant by Turco Golf?
That's the corporation that's building the redevelopment project on Montclair Avenue.
Oh, they're called Turco Golf? Okay.
Yes.
And I couldn't hear the date in December that you expect the checks to go out to the people who applied for the grant.
It's going to be the next check run, so I think we have a meeting on the 8th of December, so probably be the 9th or 10th, whenever that next bills list is, so it's going to be relatively soon. We're going to have to send out, we have to get
Okay.
purchase orders out, bring them
Okay,
back
great.
into the system, yeah. Early December, yeah.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
I'll just throw out there, we do have a employment opportunity here in the borough. If you would like to work for the DPW, we have full-time positions with benefits. You could contact the town here, or reach out to Kevin, or reach out to the DPW itself to put an application in. Okay, can I have a motion to open the meeting for public comments?
So moved.
Councilman Begg, Council President Devine, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Anyone from the public like to address? Seeing no one, motion to close the meeting for public comments.
So moved.
Council President Devine,
Second.
Councilman Bennett, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Privilege of the floor. Anybody have privilege of the floor?
Mayor, I realize there's a couple of things that weren't brought up in people's reports that probably just need to be addressed. One is that there will not be a parking meter waiver this year. So people who are used to not feeding the meters between Thanksgiving and New Year's, that is not a request that the chamber specifically said they are not making a request to cover the meters this year. And that is a change in terms of people realizing that meters are still enforced through the holidays. The other thing is I did mention the League of Municipalities, but I do want to bring to the attention those who are going to attend. There's a risk management course that the borough gets $250 per person credit towards our insurance premium, and they are offering that course down in Atlantic City both on Tuesday and Wednesday at 3:45. So if your schedule will allow for you to do it, it's a great way to knock it off. You fill out the form, Kevin sends it into the Morristown group, and we get a $250 credit, and it's per council person. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
Okay, thank you. Any other privilege of the floor? Okay, just the last reminder that we only have one meeting in December because of the holidays. So there'll be one meeting on December 8th is our next meeting, and then we'll be into the new year. Unbelievably, we'll be into the new year.
Wow.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Councilwoman Palidori, Councilman Lennon, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Against? Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Thank you.